We'll start with something that you're all very familiar with. So we're going to go from side to side. And I'm sure, as I've said before, when we swing from side to side like this, you'll find this movement really throughout Eastern practices, not just within yoga, but I've quoted Qigong, which is a Chinese breathwork system, and also you'll find aspects of this in Tai Chi. It's freeing off all your energies. So in this system, throughout, we've got 5 major energies, and they all need to flow for perfect health. And so this is a very good starting point that really can be done by most people. And you can go higher, you can just go less, and think perhaps about, as you turn, that you're turning from the navel, you're aiming your navel towards your turn, which might just subtly alter the movement, or it might not. There's no right or wrong. You can lift your heel up from the ground, which is quite helpful to assist you in your slight turn. And then just very gently begin to slow the turn down to becomes more gentle. And by the way, if you're ever waiting in a queue and you just need to move, or you're getting frustrated, a very gentle sway from side to side is really helpful to distract your mind from the weight. So then come to a normal standing position. So this is, again, a very familiar movement, but done slightly differently. So it's tree pose, and tree pose has many variations. It can be, as you can see what I'm doing, I'm just actually resting my big toes on the ground to really secure my balance. But if you want to bring your foot up higher for balance, you may, or as high as you want to. But you are breathing in, balancing for a couple of breaths, and then returning and going to the other side. So we're going to be alternating from side to side. With tree, it's beneficial to have your hip out rather than just in, but I think you're all very aware of that. And then just release, side. So this is balancing not only the body, but you're balancing your mind and emotional energies too. And come to the side. And swap. It's bringing entire focus to one side or the other. And in order to maintain this, you're having to concentrate. So the concentration is excellent, not only, as I said, for your standing leg to secure all your muscles, engage your muscles, but for your mental focus as well. One more time each side. And then release. Just lift and roll your shoulders. So the next pose engages your abdominal muscles, and that, in very much the Eastern tradition, secures your core. And the basis of health very much centers around your abdominal hara, just by the navel, and in the Chinese system it's called dantian. And you can do this in several ways. So the traditional way, which we're not going to do, but I did want to just demonstrate that, is to just bend your knees like this. That's quite harsh on the lower back. The modified version is feet further apart and hands on your waist. And you're just bending as little or as much as you would like. Make sure that your neck is extended. You can look along the floor or however it works for you, and then come up again. And just again, bend. Feel that your lower abdomen is engaging slightly back towards your spine to hold you. And then come up. Again, just bend. Feel that your bottom is moving out behind you. Come up. And then once more bend. And come up. Just release your hands. Lift and roll your shoulders. And before we come to a seated position, carrying on with the yantra, up there, we're going to just move our neck, which again reinforces the energy balance between the body and the emotional side of us. So imagine either your chin or your nose as a pencil, whichever works for you. And imagine a horizontal figure of 8 as you just move your head, breathing in as you come up with your head only within a limited control at all times. Don't throw your head back and then just revert. So I'm going to start with my horizontal figure of 8, breathing in as my head comes up, breathing out as I circle down. I cross over on my 8 as I breathe in, coming up, breathing out as I circle down, coming through the center. Very slowly inhaling up, breathing out, coming down, breathing in, coming up, and breathing out, coming down. Now you can make your 8 as small or as large as you like. So your circles can be tiny or larger. And you can stay like this, or you can reverse your 8 and just notice which side of your is stronger. There's always one side that tends to be more dominant than the other. And if you go wrong on your less dominant side, don't worry about it, just notice it. So this is also balancing, by the way, your 4 master gland controls, your pineal and pituitary in higher up, actually in your head, within your brain, and then your thyroid and parathyroid at the throat area. And those 4 between them form a metabolic master control. So you're totally rebalancing. If you were doing this and your focus was solely rebalancing, you would do this movement about 50 times. Come to the center, just let your focus readjust. Bring your hands to your heart, and then come in your own time to a seated position, and you're going to have your legs out in front of you. So this is something slightly different, very Tibetan. Just lift the flesh out from under your buttock. If you're finding that you're not great sitting like this, then you can always sit back against a wall. So just pick up one leg and shake it. And really shake it quite vigorously. You're supporting your leg underneath the thigh. And you're relaxing, so your ankle and your foot is really getting quite a significant workout. And then just release that leg down. And transfer your attention to your other leg, supporting it underneath, and just again shaking. Make sure that you're supporting your leg. You might lean back slightly. I know that if you sit upright, you're engaging your stomach muscles, but this is quite a relaxed yantra class. And then just release that leg back down to the ground. Bring your hands either side of you and extend your toes upwards and then toes away. and toes upwards and toes away. And then circle your ankles in one direction. And then circle your ankles in the other direction. Come back to the original first leg that you moved and pick the leg up and just swing it backwards and forwards. So this is lubricating the knee joint, and you are allowing the energy through your body, your lower leg, to travel smoothly through the knee joint. And then just support your leg as you place that leg back down on the ground. And then you bring up the other leg. And just again, swing the leg. And then very, very gently place the leg back down on the ground and just bounce your legs on the floor. This next one you might be interested in doing. If not, don't worry. Lift the leg up. You might not be able to do this. If you can hold the toe, if not, just hold where you can on the leg. Take the leg out and bring the leg in. Take the leg out. You can support underneath, but actually you can have your hand here and bring the leg in. Bring the leg out and bring the leg in. And then just place that foot back down on the ground. And then transfer again to the other leg. Just bend the knee up. Hold where you can on your leg. If you can hold your big toe, then that's absolutely wonderful. And then again, bring your leg up and bring your leg in and bring your leg up and bring your leg in and then bring your leg up and bring your leg in and then place your foot down. Bounce your legs again. Come to the first original leg and support your leg and underneath your thigh, and then draw an O or a circle with your big toe. So how big your circle is up to you. It can be huge or it can be tiny. And then reverse your direction with the other toe. You can have your legs straight. That might work better for you. You can have it bent. Traditionally, it would probably be straight in Tibetan culture, and then just release, bend your knee and come back down. Transfer your hands to your other thigh, lift it up, have your knee bent or straight, and make that circle with your big toe. So you can feel that this is actually going into your hip and rotating your hip, but in a slightly different way. And then rotate your leg in the other direction. And then place the legs back down on the ground and just once more bounce your legs. And now come to butterfly, which is Baddha Konasana. And if you just bring the soles of your feet together and bounce, hold wherever you can. Could be the backs of your feet, it can be your ankles, it can be higher up, and just bounce your knees. Now, in both Indian and Tibetan yoga, this bouncing works on the hip area, and it's the basis of another type of yoga called Kundalini, where the belief is that energy gets trapped and resides in the lower part of the spine, and this literally allows the energy to release and travel upwards. So it's a releaser, but it also, of course, from the lymph point of view, just accesses the lymph in your lower groin and allows that energy just to release and float up. So it's quite helpful from that point of view. And just then release. So the next movement, again, is quite Tibetan, but come to your original leg and slide your leg up. You can hold it and let it slide down. Bend the knee, hug in to the chest, and breathing out, extend the leg along the floor. Hugging the knee in and breathing out. And just bounce your legs again. So come into the other side. Again, we do the same thing. Hugging the knee in, just working slightly different hip muscles and extending the leg along the floor. Hugging the knee in and then extending out. And then hugging the knee in and then extending the knee out, and then just bounce your legs from side to side. Keep your original leg outstretched. It doesn't matter which side, and bend the other leg in. You can have support underneath, but actually it's fine to be free. Keep your hands on the ground and just bounce that knee. And then just very gently extend the knee and extend that leg along the floor. And of course we're going to come to the other side where we bend up the other leg, take support and bounce that knee out. When you do a movement of bouncing from one side at a time, it allows you to create or focus more on that side. And so often the movement can be more precise with your greater focus. And then just extend and bounce your legs again. And now bend your knees up. Just be comfortable and just gently go from side to side. Feel that you can make any adjustment that you need to. If you're sliding forward, just bring yourself back. And again, from side to side. Stretch your legs out and extend along the ground. Bend, it doesn't matter which leg, but bend one knee up again, extend the other foot. And again, breathing in, raise your arms, and breathing out, you can come straight down or bend your elbows to soften the descent, resting your hands on the shins. Breathing in, slide your hands up as you sit up and raise your hands in a circle. Breathing out, slide your hands along your shins. Inhaling, breathing in and breathing out. Slide your hands along your shins. Slide up. Bend that bent knee in towards you and supporting the leg, extend that leg out along the ground. Come to the other side, bend your other knee in and supporting it, turn it out to the side. The sole of the foot faces the inside of the other leg. You're slightly turning towards your outstretched leg. Breathing in, circle your hands as high or as low as you want to. And breathing out, come forward, sliding your hands along your leg to the shin. Your chin tucks in slightly, the back of the neck extends. Breathing in, sit up, raising your hands up, and breathing out, sliding your hands along the shins. Breathing in once more, rounding your hands up, and breathing out, sliding your hands along the shins. Breathing in, come back up, bend your bent leg in towards you to hug it in, and then sliding along, and then just again bounce your legs. This time come into once more Baddha Konasana or cobbler's pose. So you're bending your knees and you're aiming your soles of your feet together. They can touch, they can be aimed towards each other. The further away you have your feet from your body, the easier this is. But you will find your perfect point as you raise your arms up and breathing out, slide forward. You might just only come to touch your hands to your feet, or you then might slide your hands slightly further away along the floor, chin to chest. Slide your fingers back up. You can use your feet as a support as you breathe in, raising your hands up, and breathing out, coming forward, sliding your hands along the feet, and then perhaps going a little bit further. And then inhaling, raising up, and breathing out, come forward, and just stay here for a couple of in and out breaths. And then slide up. Bend your, take your hands underneath your bent knees. Support your knees and legs as you lift up, and then stretch your legs out. So I don't mind which leg you cross over, but you can cross one leg over the other and then extend it along the ground so that you cross your legs. One of the things about crossing your legs is that the physical crossing of your legs, even though you're not necessarily doing anything, well, except your hips just getting a slight movement, is that the mind registers physically crossover. So your brain also has a slight crossover, and the neurons, transmitters, are encouraged to coordinate each other. So it's a subtle communication between, again, the left and the right hemispheres of the brain, which is really clever, really, of the body and the mind. So inhaling, raising your hands up, breathing out, slide your hands coming forward down the shin in the top. Inhaling, sliding your hands up, and breathing out, sliding down. Inhaling, sitting up, and breathing out, sliding your hands down. Coming up. Just place your hands either side of you to support you as you uncross one leg, bounce your legs, and then cross over again. Just readjust. And once again, as you breathe in, raise your hands up. Breathing out, bending, sliding down. Inhale, sliding your hands up. Breathing out, sliding your hands down. And breathing in, sliding up. And breathing out, sliding your hands down. And then coming up. Uncrossing your legs. So this next pose, I'm going to demonstrate it, but you are forgiven if you don't want to do this. So I'm kneeling, I'm bringing my right foot, I hope this is clear, over my left, and then kneeling, and then sitting back. This, if you've got a dodgy knee or anything else, you can put a cushion between your bottom. So I'm only demonstrating this as a temporary thing. Please don't do it if you don't want to. It's very helpful for your outer hips, but I do get that it's a pretzel of a pose. So I'm just going to come out of that and then cross my left leg, in my case, the other leg over my right, and slide back. So this is a pose you might not want to do. And coming out of that. It's, as I said, very helpful for the hips, but it's only helpful if you can actually get there. So then coming out. And then once more, place your legs out in front of you. Bounce your knees. Bring your feet into a very gentle Baddha Konasana. Raise your hands up. And as you come forward, slide one leg out and turn. You can look up or straight ahead, but your chin tucks in. Slide the outstretched leg back into Baddha Konasana, lifting up. And as you come forward, stretch the other leg out and come to turn. You can rest your hand on your waist. Inhale, come back to Baddha Konasana, raising your hands up. And as you breathe out, extend the next leg. You're alternating from side to side. Slide your foot back, inhaling, coming up, and breathing out. Slide the other leg out and turn to the side. Bring your feet back and just relax, holding your either your ankles, your shins, or maybe sliding your hands down a little bit further and giving yourself a little bit of self-massage by using your thumbs and just massaging the soles of your feet if that is accessible to you. And as you run your thumbs around the soles of your feet, at the base of your big toe, in the center of your foot, is your solar plexus point. It can often be slightly tender, and that represents the solar plexus point in the body, but it also connects into the kidney energy. And in the Chinese and Tibetan world, the kidney energy is your entire life source, your life essence of energy reserves. So just massaging that point in little circles is really helpful to re-energize your entire body. And coming forward like this, with your chin slightly down, is opening the space between the vertebrae of your back, of course, and allowing breath to access more into the back. But it's also calming the nervous system. Having your head slightly forward is always calming the nervous system. So just enjoy this very gentle movement. And then just gently coming up, sliding your hands, your legs out, raising your hands up, bringing your hands in, and then just sliding your hands forward as little or as much as you would like. It's just a very gentle forward movement, calming for the nervous system. And then bending Bringing your legs together, bending your knees, and coming to lying, knees bent on the mat for a couple of very gentle movements on your back. So come to the elbows and then come to lying. Your knees are bent and your feet are hip width apart. Press your hands down into the ground and just do a couple of pelvic tilts. So that's pressing your back, your bottom lifts fractionally off the ground and then release so that you've got a little gap under your lower back. A couple of pelvic tilts in your own time. And then your palms are still on the ground. Press your feet into the ground, press your palms down, lift your bottom, and then just lift your arms bent at the elbows slightly as you lift up. Breathing out, lower your bottom back down to the ground, lower your arms, and hug your knees into your chest. Support your legs underneath the thighs if you need to, and then bring your feet back down to the ground. Press your feet into the ground as you lift your bottom up, raising your arms up, chin to chest. Breathing out, lower your arms and lower your bottom back down to the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your feet to the ground. And once more, pressing your feet on the ground with palms down, press into the ground as you lift up, raising your arms up above your head. And breathing out, lower your arms and lower your bottom back down to the ground. Your hands can be palms down or your hands now can rest on your abdomen with your elbows out. Your feet may become just slightly wider than hip width apart towards the edge of the mat. And just very gently let the knees sway from side to side. Your hip lifts off the ground. Your knees travel in the same direction. And you can stay like this, or you can include an additional movement. As the knees go one way, your head turns away from your knees. Back to the center, and then your knees go the other way, and your head turns away. So you're moving both the base of the spine and also the top around the neck area. It's a very safe movement because your spine's being supported by the ground. And then come back to the center and hug your knees into your chest once more, just rocking again from side to side. How much you rock is up to you. And if you play with how far you hug your knees into your chest, then the further you hug them in, you're higher up on your back. If you let your knees drift slightly away from you to arm's length, you're on the lower part of your back and the upper part of your sacral area. So going from side to side like this, you can experiment with giving yourself a self-massage according to how tightly you hug your knees in, but also how comfortable it is for you. I think there is a sweet spot that just feels perfectly right and normal to do. Still hugging your knees into the chest, come to just hug them in centrally. And you're still holding your knees. As you breathe in, still holding your knees, let your knees travel away from you to arm's length. And breathing out, hugging your knees into your chest. Breathing in, letting your knees travel away from you. And breathing out, hugging your knees into your chest. And breathing in, let your knees travel away. Breathing out, hug your knees into your chest. Breathing out, let your knees travel away. And breathing out, hug your knees into your chest. Taking your time to now either come up to a seated position by rocking up, or roll to the side. You can roll to the right away from your heart, but come up however it suits you to a seated position. A seated cross-leg position. And we're going to do a Tibetan purification breath. So coming to a cross-leg position, comfortable. Have your hands resting wherever suits you, on your knees, up, in a circle, resting like that, wherever. So in this Tibetan purification breath, we are raising one hand, reversing the palm and bringing the third finger toward the nose to close that nostril off. And then we're reversing, we use both hands here and doing the other side, reversing the hand and blocking. So just take a moment to breathe in and out and notice your breath at the entrance to the nostrils. Now, as you breathe in through both nostrils as you raise your left hand, turn the palm out, and as you breathe out, place the third finger of that left hand against your left nostril comfortably and breathe out through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril with your hand still in place. And breathing out, lower your left hand, breathing out through both nostrils. Breathe in through both nostrils as you raise your right hand, reverse. Place your third finger against the right nostril. And breathe out as you block the right nostril through your left nostril. Breathe in through your left nostril. Breathing out, lower your right hand. Breathing in through both nostrils, raise your left hand. Block your left nostril as you breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through both nostrils as you lower your left hand. Breathe in through both nostrils as you raise your right hand, blocking the right nostril. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And breathe out, lowering your right hand. Keep your hands where they are as you breathe in through both nostrils. Sit up. Breathing out, just nod forward. Breathing in, come back to upright. And breathing out. Breathing in through both nostrils, raise your left hand. Lock your left nostril. Breathe out through your right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through both nostrils as you lower your left hand. Breathe in through both nostrils as you raise your right hand. Block your right nostril, breathing out through the left nose nostril. Breathing in through the left nostril. And breathing out, lower your right hand. Breathing in through both nostrils, raise your left hand. Block your left. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through both nostrils as you lower your left hand. Breathe in, raise your right hand. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And breathe out through the right. Hands rest on your knees as you breathe in through both nostrils. And breathe out, just nod forward as far or as little as you like. Breathe in, sit upright. And breathe out. And we come to the last round. Breathing in through both nostrils, raise your left hand. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out through the left. Both nostrils. Breathe in both nostrils, right hand. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Breathe out through both nostrils. Breathe in through both nostrils, raise the left hand. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Breathe out both nostrils, let go the hand. Breathe in through both nostrils, raise the right hand. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Breathe out through both nostrils, lower the right hand. Keep your hands where they are for the last time. Breathe in through both nostrils, sit up. Breathe out, nod forward, chin to chest. Taking a bow for yourself. Breathing in, sit upright. Breathe out, relax, let go. Thank you very much.